Hey guys, so welcome to part deuce of, is deuce? Part deux? I don't know, I'm not French. Never claimed to be, but anyway. But welcome to part two, because I do speak English somewhat, of what is the craziest thing a Jehovah's Witness ever said. Now, I know you've got a multitude of choices, don't you, from the nonsense that we grew up with, and it makes you wonder how we managed to survive and be half as sensible as we are today. But this is just absolute just gold that I've found here from the Jehovah's Witness discussion group. So I'm going to hit you with a few more. Here's one. An elder who visited to give a talk mentioned that a brother was preaching in a dangerous area. I've done that myself. I was thrown up against a wall by Republican terrorists. Because I was in service in West Belfast during the Troubles. But anyway, someone shot him. Oh my God! No one shot me. That never happened. But angels protected him, and the bullet bounced from his head. Presumably that'll be the metal plate in his head. Okay, here we go. The elder said that he is Jehovah during a talk. Oh, that's not going to go down well in the Kingdom Hall. Jehovah's Witness elders can say many, many stupid things, but do not claim to be Jehovah. Okay, this other elder trained himself to eat leaves because he was convinced that leaves were the only things left during the Great Tribulation. He had 13 children. To me, that's the real origin of the idea of eating leaves. Dear me. Another elder loved to tell a rather diverse wealth of stories involving demon attack. Oh, demonic attack! JWs for being loyal. One that I remember, I was about 7, and it was so inappropriate for me to be exposed to that kind of information at that age. It was about a loyal JW woman who was attacked by demons because her husband wasn't, and he was attracting them. Oh, right, she had an unbelieving mate. Yeah, you shouldn't do that, witnesses. He said one night the demons were rubbing and licking her breasts and touching her lady parts. Oh, Lord, I remember that Jehovah's Witnesses seem just so fixated, for being, God's true people, so fixated on all the sick, sort of pervy stuff, don't they? I remember that Watchtower. Now, if you're my age, or, maybe up to about 38, you'll remember it too. Do you remember the article that came out? It was in the Awake, I think, and it was like the big expose of why gay sex was wrong. We were all supposed to be so proud of ourselves that we had the guts to say in the book that the anus is an exit, not an entry. I remember that. Oh my God. I was just thinking, there's plenty of gays, beg to differ. But the stuff, I was, 12, 11 years old, and I'm learning about, the human anus is not designed for entry. Oh, thanks for that. Can I go back to my Lego now? Good Lord. Okay, moving along. You will live forever in a paradise on earth. Oh, we need to stay away from violent sports like roller derby. Well, they either said that in the 60s or the person hit their head in the 60s and was repeating every day like it was. Roller derby is not a thing anymore, is it? Who's out there doing roller derby? Violent sports like MMA. I'm going to go back to MMA soon. Can't wait. I'm just clearing up a slight shoulder injury. I got on a trampoline park with my kids. I'm so old. I managed to jump up, hit my elbow and punch myself in the eye while doing in my rotator cuff. So sore. Anyway, enough about me. The lady who came here for Bible study told me I was no longer allowed to talk about the supernatural experiences I had in my house because I was bringing forth the demons and they were targeting her and the other sister that was here. Satan was talking through me. Meanwhile, I was in my house serving them coffee and had studied for over a year. 40 years ago, there are some examples of TV shows or movies, or what are some examples of TV shows or movies we should avoid that deal with the occult? The Monsters! I love the Monsters! I like the Addams Family too, but I was particularly fond of that big tall dad monster. He was pretty awesome. I thought he was a good guy. And I even like the Monsters today. That was a good TV show. Okay, I don't let my kids watch the Flintstones because Fred is always lying to Wilma. I'm more of a Betty man anyway. I like that brunette. Jehovah's people are the thinkingest people on the planet. Anthony Morris too. Jehovah's people are the thinkingest people on the planet. That sounds just like something Tom Cruise would say when he's jumping up and down on Oprah's couch. We're the thinkingest people on the planet. I'm so in love with Katie Holmes. Okay, sorry. Getting carried away again. Here we go. Jehovah's Witness. Dear me. Moving on down, moving on down. I was baptized and a sister said, I can't see this system lasting more than 5 years. That was 1990. It didn't. It ended. It ended. It was like that, you know, Left Behind series. We're all left behind and they've cracked on. Okay. There we go. Return of the Jedi had just come out and an elder went about admonishing individuals they shouldn't watch it because it was titled Star Wars and Christians Don't Go to War. I remember that. That was so funny. What was the other thing they did? Christians don't go to war. Oh yes, chess. Couldn't have war games. War games were bad. Can't take blood, but only blood fractions, whatever that is. But anyway, blood fractions come from blood. What the F? It's true. It's true. As long as, you know, this is the thing, right? If you want to diet, anyone, right? If you're like me and you're a bit pudgy and you want to have a diet, here's what you do. You take all the contents of a chocolate bar and you separate them. And then you eat them separately and that way you don't get fat. Oh my goodness me. Right, I'm going to end this one soon as well. I'm going to do the last page and see if there's any more gold mines. I can't believe JWs are the most thinkingest people. Okay, Elder Thickster from Thicktown, Thickstville. In the new system, Jehovah let us make a DNA on a computer. Brother said, but we will still have BMWs in the new world? Oh, you can hope we have BMWs in the new world. I've told you before that my idea, pardon me, of the new system was basically a Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome kind of new system. And I was just going to be like out there stealing cars and going, oh, use it before the gas runs out. I will have a Ferrari. Didn't happen. Never had a Ferrari. Be nice. Okay, after this is it. This is going to be the last one. It better be funny. Let's see. After a lengthy discussion about Armageddon, resurrection and living in paradise, I said, by your own admission, you might not make it at the time of the Great Tribulation. I won't make it, but if you or I died before, then we would be resurrected. So what you are telling me is the only way to guarantee getting into paradise is to die before Armageddon. The answer? Well, yes or no, but it's more complicated than that. It's so good, isn't it? See, that's from Miss Worldly, and that's a brilliant point, right? Because there's actually, that point has been brought out before, and one of them was, it's an old story that when Christian missionaries first came to, I think it was either China or Japan, one of them said, so, you came here to teach us about Jesus, which we need to know about, and if we reject him, we'll go to hell. And they said, yes. And then he said, but if you hadn't told us, we wouldn't have gone to hell. And they said, yes. And they said, well, why'd you come then? I think that's brilliant. Guys, I'm going to leave this here. I'll probably come back to this and do another video, but they're fun. Jehovah's Witnesses were crazy people. I'm glad we're out, even if it is a bit of a hard out life sometimes out afterwards. But hope you're doing well. If you're still stuck on to 8 minutes and 8 of my video, check out my book, The Great Apostate. It's on Facebook. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Facebook, it's on Amazon. Take care.